Your team at the weekend did really well against City, held out, got that late equaliser, held your nerve, won a trophy, good psychological victory, new signings looking good. You must have been proud as punch of your team, stopping 9 defeats on the bounce against City, showing that determination and setting yourselves up for the start of this epic campaign. You must be buzzed. You must be happy you won.
You're so hilarious to know that. You say it with a straight face. Inside you're howling. Mate, well, listen, 2 games, we won a cup and a plate. All we need is a knife and fork, and we're feasting. We beat Monaco and won the Emirates Cup. Ironically, again on penalties. We beat Man City on penalties. That game didn't really tell me a lot, apart from Timber's brilliant. And every other player that was on the pitch or did play didn't show me anything that I didn't already know, if I'm honest. And it was two teams that were way, way, way off of the pace and the levels they showed last season. Yeah, you could tell it was a pre-season game. Yeah, Declan Rice is still finding his feet. He's not been brilliant so far. Yeah, Kai Havertz still can't score. Yeah, can't finish his dinner. Well, we knew that. Yeah, I think he was in the bottom 5. I think he was actually second for most big chances missed last season. Yeah, well, who knew? Yeah, he had 2 good chances. The top striker buries either one of them, or if not both. Saka didn't really do a great deal. Martinelli didn't really do a great deal. Thomas Partey's our most important player. Yeah, and our fans wanted him sold. Don't get it. William Saliba's a Rolls Royce. We knew that. Gabriel Magalhaes, fantastic again until he did the splits and was like 3 foot off the ground when Palmer scored the goal. Aaron Ramsdale still can't kick out from the back properly. So it wasn't really anything I didn't already know. Yeah, like the manager still don't know what his best 11 is. He's trying different things. He subs off our best player in Timber, and a minute later we concede. All of a sudden, this fan base is straight on Tierney. Yeah, we'll go and watch it back. What's Thomas Partey doing? What was Trossard doing? Oh, Trossard weren't even tracking back. Of course he weren't. Gabriel Magalhaes doing the splits, backing off of him, 4 foot off the ground. Weren't even top bins. The goalkeeper should have been better. Yeah, I'm not saying he should have saved it, but he should have at least got a hand on it. Yeah, it weren't right in the top corner. It was just off right centre. So we dug in. Yeah, on the flip side of that, yeah, that's all the negatives out the way. Yeah, on the flip side of that, he did make the other substitution that meant that Trossard came on the pitch, which ultimately got us the winner, the equaliser, sorry. Eddie Nketiah, there was at one point in stoppage time, I think it was Saliba booted the ball up to Eddie. He took a great first touch. And I remember saying to Ola and Matty, I was like, whoa, that's a sick first touch. Now let's go. And for about 10 seconds, he was the only player in their half in stoppage time. And I was like, we're really not trying to get back in this game, are we? Yeah, and then he run into traffic, 4 or 5 players around him. And it's like, again, Eddie, what does he do? Why is he ahead of Trossard? Why is Havertz ahead of Trossard? Why are they both coming on and starting games before him? That makes no sense. Trossard, I think, has got the most GA, if you want to go down the stats route, out of any player that we've signed or had at the club since January. Yet he sits on the bench for Havertz. That makes no sense to me. Yeah, he's a top baller. But listen, Fabio Vieira, sick winning penalty. Yeah, sick winning penalty. But Terry, let's just be real with this, yeah? It was 1-1. We drew the game. We didn't beat him. Yeah, we've done them on penalties, which is a flip of a coin. And listen, I'm happy we beat him on penalties. It's nice to get that off our back that we've beaten Man City now. But ultimately, when it counts, we're getting panned both games this season, which is why when people want to sit and chat rubbish about, oh, we're up against Pep, we're up against the best team in the world. There was none of this talk when Wenger was up against Fergie, the greatest manager I've ever seen. Yeah, winning trebles, winning 3 in a row, yeah, doing like madness every single season. And yes, I know we have a better squad back then than we do now. But the point is, we were still up against the best team in the world that had financial backing more than we did. And Wenger found a way. This manager has to find a way this season. And I like the fact that he came out and said that he thought about quitting. Yeah, I don't think that's PR. You know, I'll call PR out left, right, and centre. The fact that he came out and said that, yeah, I don't think that's a PR move or a little stunt. I actually think that he thought, yo, I've failed. Yeah, maybe all of the fans that are chatting absolute BS, yeah, should actually listen to him. He thought about quitting because he failed. He didn't win the league when he was top of the league all season. Yeah, maybe raise your standards to his level, because the one thing I've always said about him, he does get it. He does give a shit. He does care. Yeah, he does want to be the best. But ultimately, it's not always down to him. The ownership might not have got him a player that he wanted, and we end up with somebody else. Caicedo, we end up with Jorginho, for example. Yeah, but a lot of these players are his players. Havertz, definitely, which is why he's going to overplay him this season instead of players like Trossard. And that's why we're not going to win anything, because his own stubbornness will kill him off. Yeah, but then on the flip side of that, he's bringing a goalkeeper in that's better than the goalkeeper we got. So it's like he's so confused. He's bipolar. It's like one minute you're showing me something with Timber, and then you're going to drop Zinchenko, and the same with the keeper. But then you're showing me.
Yeah, but I don't think. But that's not about him being bipolar. That's just you and him having a difference. So the thing is, it's like with Man United. Every signing we've made this summer, I'm excited about. Barring Mount, I'm not sure about it. The point is, though, if you don't rate Havertz, and I get why you don't, and I understand that. But you look at all the other signings, well, we're improving there, we're improving here, we're improving there. Your manager believes that you're improving, bringing in Kai Havertz. And I think sometimes as fans, look, we're allowed to scrutinize, we're allowed to criticize. Sometimes, though, I think we need to be less subjective and care less about our own opinions and emotions and just go, I'm just going to hold off on this one and see what happens. Because, as you say, he wants to be the best. He's recognized that he made mistakes. He thought about quitting his job. You're impressed with certain signings that he's made. Clearly, that means there's large elements of him that understands this job, what he needs to do, the technical elements, how to improve the team. Give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit.
Sorry, it's his fourth full season,
right?
And I watched the show yesterday, with 3 panelists on the show and the host, and they were all asked the question, right? And 3 big faces in the Arsenal community all asked the question: what's the expectation for the season? Well, challenge for the title if we can, maybe try and win a cup. Yeah, but, I'd rather go one step further in the Champions League rather than a quarter get to a semi than win the League Cup. And I was sitting there ripping my hair out, hence why I'm bald. Right? I'm going to be that plug in Turkey soon. Right? Then on the next breath, what's your expectations for the Champions League? One of them said get to the final, and the other 2 said semi-final. And I'm like, none of you lot make sense. And this is what our fan base are like, Terry. Them 3 are exactly mimicking exactly what everyone in this fan base says. If you ask any Arsenal fan, what is the aim, your bare minimum this season that you would accept as a decent season? Not one of them will say a trophy. And if they do say a trophy and he don't win one, they won't hold him accountable. Yeah, and then the host then said, when is it acceptable for us to demand winning titles and trophies? One of them then says, well, we have to get that monkey off our back and we have to actually win a trophy. We can't expect trophies until we win trophies. Then in the next breath, they're saying get to a Champions League semi. I've only ever been to 2 in our life.
Do you want to know what I think it is, though, Lee? Do you want to know what
jarring,
I hear you, it's jarring, right? Someone left a comment in on the stream a second ago and said, Terry, Arteta's had enough time now. So firstly,
thank you.
No, I get you. Let me just say, you misinterpreted what I'm saying. I'm saying just give Kai Havertz a little bit of time before he's completely written off or overhyped. I don't mean Arteta needs loads more time. I agree with you that the rebuild is done. It's now you expect to win trophies. The problem that you have, and this is honestly what I think, not everybody, but everybody is scared to give honest opinions because of well, if he doesn't do that, then what's the accountability element at the end of it? Because
that's why their bar's so low, because then if he overachieves,
no. I understand that. And everybody's kind of doing it because they don't want to be put into a situation. So for instance, if someone said it's win the Premier League or bust, that's, for me, it's too much of a blanket statement that holds no room for nuance, because I know you agree with this. If City win the league this year on 99 points and you come second on 98, you wouldn't sack Arteta per se if you were playing brilliantly and you were that good, because the likelihood
we just got unlucky and we lost out by 1 point. Anyone who knows me will know that I'll sit there and go, yo, cool.
I agree. And that's what I mean. And that's the problem when it comes down to what are the expectations is some people, and especially rivals, put this to Arsenal. They do it to me as a Man United fan. They do it because what they're trying to do is set up a situation to create a clip in the future where you have to say, well, I've got to sack the manager again. And I keep saying it to people. I've got expectations on us to close the gap on people at the top and win a trophy this year. But if we don't win a trophy, they're like, well, that means you want to sack Ten Hag, right? No, I have to wait and see for what else. We have to.